Squasisukali. Carol Langford. Len Tooties. Bing Matt. Ellie Bundy. Martin Charlo.
Present.
Mike Dolson.
I'm here.
James Dale Sr.
Okay, Ellie's at a conference in Las Vegas having to do with law enforcement. She's doing some MMIP training. The National Native American Law Enforcement Association Training Conference. So with that, I'll start us off with the prayer. Lamlavch Tupia, Lamlavch Kulinsutin. Heavenly Father, Creator God, we're thankful for this day and all the blessings that you've given us. We ask you to watch over us and keep us safe. We ask you to help us make good decisions when it comes to protecting our land and all the life sources that it provides for us to sustain our people. We have really important decisions in front of us regarding our water, our fish, our wildlife, our plants, everything that sustains us as Indigenous people to this land. So help us to seek out all the information that we need to make good decisions. We also ask you to bless us with good hearts and open minds when we make decisions regarding our people and all the government programs and services that this tribe provides for our people. Again, we ask that we be provided and we seek out the information that we need to make good decisions for our people, for future generations, that we could think long term, that we could really honor that 7 generations original instructions that we were given long time ago. So with that, I just ask for all your blessings today, and we just thank you for all the blessings that you've provided us. And we ask this all in your name. Amen. We have a set of minutes from August 19th. Abby, on page 2, about halfway down, says, pretty soon we have the potential to become that council, a corrupt council that, instead of he, that many accuse us of, irregardless of our actions.
Excuse me, Shelley, I didn't catch that. What were the changes?
That many accuse us of.
Oh, okay.
Madam Chair,
Martin?
on the kind of top of page 6, middle of the paragraph. The sentence that starts Martin thinks, can I just insert because of the lack of the signature on the complaint? Thank you.
Abby, on page 11, where it says Chairwoman Fayette talked about the advocacy group, if you could add Native American Boarding School Coalition, reaching out to the tribe. And then in the next paragraph, where Lloyd Irvin had concerns about off-roading, I said it was brought up to, if you would just add Dan McClure.
Madam Chair, I'd make the motion to approve.
Okay, motion by Martin to approve the minutes with changes. Second by Bing, is there any other changes? If not, all those in favor? Opposed? Abstain? Carol abstains. Motion carries. We have our agenda for today. Are there any additions?
Madam Chair, I'd like to make an addition in open, please.
Any others? Mike?
Madam Chair, I'd like one in open at the end of the day. Thank you.
I'm sorry, did you have something to add or you're approving the agenda?
No, I would like an issue at the end of the day.
Are there any others?
Madam Chair,
Go ahead, Anita.
I'd make the motion to approve the agenda with additions.
Okay, Carol has an addition. Okay. In open session, motion by Anita to approve the agenda with additions. Second by Martin. All those in favor? Motion carries unanimous. I forgot to ask, we don't have any walk-ins, Jen? Okay. Okay, CT, we'll go with your fire update first. Thank you. Good morning. Can you use your mic?
Sorry. I'll start with the Crooks Fire. Just got off the phone with Robert. He's the IC trainee for that fire. And he said, you know, they got a few organizations going right now. It's holding a lot of heat in the Belmore Slough area. Jen just threw the map up there. That would be the southeast long part that goes at about a 2 o'clock. So you can see all that heat, that darker red is where the heat's at. And he said they did have some spots across there that they were taking care of. Nothing major, but they were taking care of those. They're also still working on the South Fork Road, just kind of clearing it out, you know, contingency line in case it did want to make a northeast push. And then they're calling the Jammer Loop, same area, you know, just kind of jumping across there. That's what, you know, 2 weeks ago when it was making its big push, they were afraid it was going to get into the Jammer area. But just right now, you know, there's interior smokes that you're going to see along with some of that heat along the Belmore Slough. They're opening that up, getting people in there. And the road closures are still the same. You know, mainly not for the fire, you know, threatening anything. It's mainly because there's so many organizations going on, a lot of fire traffic. There's hauling, they're moving some piles that were up there. There were some big decks. They're getting those out of the way so that they didn't burn up. So there's just a lot of traffic on that road. So that's why it's closed right now and why it's closed so far out. Talking with Ron and Robert, hopefully by Labor Day weekend, you know, a few days prior to that, we'll be opening that up so people can enjoy it, you know, enjoy the lakes and everything up there. Any questions on that?
That's good to know. I've been getting a lot of questions about that.
Yeah, my phone's been ringing off the hook. People wanting to go hunt, fish, camp, you know.
Go ahead, Len.
Dr. Shelley, so CT, in regards to this project, are we able to get all of our tribal member contractors to work?
That, all that I know of, that, you know, anyone that signed up is working right now.
Everybody that signed up is working right now. Okay. All right, thanks, CT.
Yep. Okay, moving on to the Boulder Fire. This one's a little more complex. You still have all the organizations going, but you have a major highway kind of going, you know, at the bottom and people, you know, trying to get to their homes. So Clint Davis, who's the IC, and Chris McCray is the trainee on this one. They have a chipper organization going on for all the people that had stuff, you know, getting chipped along the highway, along the homes. So there's a chipper in there starting yesterday, starting to chip down the 2700 road. And then once it hits the highway, will make its way down the highway. Ton of calls on that. People want to know if it's their responsibility or the fire's. And we're still trying to get clarification of that. Clint Davis right now says it's their responsibility, or that the fire's responsibility to kind of clear some of that stuff that is in the right of way.
Go ahead, Len.
Thank you. And I'm not sure if you're able to answer the CT, but where are we at with the approval of the bear plan? Do you know if?
I don't know.
Shelley, do you know?
I haven't been advised of that yet, so.
When they came in here, they told us that it was a draft and they were in the process of finalizing it.
Okay, so we don't know when the field work is gonna get started. The reason why I'm asking is because I was trying to get rain events up there and I would like to get the plan approved so we're able to take those erosion control measures. Because if we have, you know, a fall rain event, we're gonna have a lot of sediment pouring down, not only onto the road, but into the lake, you know? So anyway, that's just my thoughts on that. So
Thank
we
you,
can-
Len. Jen, can you follow up with Ron on that and find out where we are? Thanks.
All right, thank you.
Jen, is Tony on? Tony was gonna get on Zoom, so maybe he could answer. He could answer that question maybe for you, I don't know. Okay, so finishing the update for the fire, their priorities right now are the north and south lines the contingency lines, so they'll hold, so they don't have to worry about it, going north or south and coming back down like it did the first night. And then with the stage one closure for evacuations, I don't know if you guys still see that. I'm getting a lot of calls on that because as kind of like crooks, nothing to do with the fire. It's just the traffic, the hazard trees. So those people that are in mile markers 9 to 11, there's all that going on. So they want to keep them ready, just make them alert that there's hazards still in the area with traffic, with hazard trees, or if the rain event comes, there could be some flooding. So hopefully gonna lift that when the arborists are done tomorrow with that tree removal from mile markers 9 to 11. And then you'll see some interior smokes. Both fires are having single tree torching now and then, but nothing too alarming, mostly interior and in those drainages on the Boulder Fire. Any questions?
Okay, thank you, CT.
Okay.
It looks like Tony's on.
Okay, good.
Tony, we had a question about the bear plan, where that is in the process.
Hi, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay, yeah, the bear plan, we're just touching base on that this morning, making sure the regional office had the NEPA document for review. Sean DeFrance is going to check with the regional office, Darren Williams, and the national coordinator, Daryl Martinez, to make sure that bear document is in review and going through the regional director. It's got to go through the RD based on the value over $500,000. So hopefully this week we'll get a response back, and once that NEPA is reviewed and cleared through Anna Schmidt at the regional office, we'll have and then once the fire is contained and controlled and out, we could start on the ES portion of that bear plan, the emergency stabilization, where we do a lot of the road work and culverts, part of that plan. So the ball's rolling for sure. And hopefully we'll have word this week that it's approved.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Go ahead, CT.
Okay, third thing here, it wasn't on the agenda for fire update, but we're in the process of coming out of stage 2 restrictions. Had a meeting yesterday with the Southwest Zone in Missoula. The Lolo plans on coming out Wednesday night at midnight. I was just on a conference call, started at 9, and then you didn't have any walk-ins, so I had to hustle up here. But last thing I told them is we'll go with the group, whatever they decide to do, we'll either come all the way out or move to stage 1. And I do have the document here for the rescission for Shelley to sign, and then I'll get Shayna to sign it also. So, and this one, we would come out tonight at midnight. Talking with Mark Clary in Lake County, they're aboard. So I will let you know whether it's all the way out or stage 1 as soon as I can get a call back from my conference call. Thank you.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Yep. Yeah, we're in high fire danger now. It moved to high. We're kind of in the bottom part of high, the indices. Yep.
Okay,
Yeah, a lot of rain.
appreciate everyone's work on these fires.
Madam Chair.
Bing?
Yeah, CT, before you go, is that individuals can start having campfires then? Yes. Okay.
Yes, so stage 1, you can have a campfire in a designated established ring. You can have one in the backyard, and you can have one on a campsite that has a designated ring in it. All the way out, stage 1 is kind of what everyone should be doing anyway. Not driving in tall grass, not smoking, without clear of vegetation, and then establish rings. So either one's good for everybody.
Thank you. Okay, it looks like NRD is with us. Rich has a resolution. Information starts on page 2 in the packet.
Good morning, Madam Chair.
Good morning.
Members of the council. This morning, we have a few items for you, 3 of them, I believe. Do you want to start? Let's see. Let's start with Casey. No, that's all. Yeah, Casey, you're first. I think Casey's on. Thank you, Casey.
Thank you, Rich. Chesquex, Madam Chairwoman, Madam Vice Chair, and honorable members of council. The first issue today will start on page 19 in your packet. The request before you today is the approval of a competitive grant. I should say approval via tribal council resolution to apply for competitive grant funding through the BIA. This is a grant that our program applies for annually, and historically we have used this funding to support items that are outside of our core budgets, such as our ongoing cooperative partnership with the U.S. Geological Survey. So we are hoping to apply this year, and we are seeking an award of $55,000. This will give us unique opportunities such as joint field exercises, and also opens the door to some additional training and professional development opportunities. So our program would respectfully request approval of this resolution and grant application. If council has any questions, I would be very happy to stand for them at this time.
Frank, can you mute your computer? Are there any questions for Casey? If not, I would entertain a motion to approve the resolution on page 21, authorizing the submittal of a competitive water resources funding proposal to the BIA. Motion by Charmel, second by Mike. All those in favor? Motion carries unanimous. Thank you, Casey.
Thank you all very much, and have a good day.
Thank you, and thank you for your work on the Mission H Canal investigation yesterday.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Apologies, Madam Chair. I just looked, and if we can go back to page 2, I'll I'm sorry about that. I had the wrong packet, or in order wrong. So Aaron Sexton may join us from the Flathead Lake Biological Station, but as you're aware, we are working together with the biostation and Aaron Sexton to look at a fish consumption advisory and raise awareness for individuals that consume lake trout. And what we got here is just a resolution that will allow us to accept the $15,000 to work together with the Flathead Lake Biological Station, and then more than likely have Madam Chair, yourself, to sign the necessary documents, or Rick Enyas. So that's all it is a resolution that will allow us to accept the money that comes through the University of Montana Flathead Lake Biostation in the amount of $15,000 to pay for numerous things, staff time, indirect cost. I know we're going to be having a small Zoom, more than likely Zoom conference with tribal health, and look at the mercury issues in the larger lake trout. We'll also be sampling fish tissue brought forward from our own fisheries program, and then those fish that we sample will be utilized through our native fish keepers.
I'm trying to make the motion to approve the resolution and application.
Okay, motion by Martin, Go ahead, Mike.
This is, thank you, Madam Chair. This is the resolution on page 3. Is that what we're looking at?
Yes. Councilman.
It says now, therefore be it resolved, the tribal council hereby issues the following closure to become effective immediately.
That's just a typo, Mike. I'm hoping that Abby will catch that typo and strike that whole sentence. Thank you for catching that.
Well, we need a paragraph that is therefore be resolved.
Yeah, there does need to be something on that. Therefore be it resolved. Also on the certification, there's a typo on the last line
I
by
would-
the act of J.
Yeah, let's, I would just say now, therefore be it resolved that the tribal council hereby decides to work with the Flathead Lake Biological Station on this joint project. Because it is a joint project.
I think it should be something like the previous one where we authorize the receipt of the grant and working together.
That would be fine, Madam Chair.
So we do have a motion on the floor.
Madam Chair, I'm gonna withdraw my motion.
Okay, Martin withdraws his motion. Can you work on the language, Rich, and then bring it back to us?
Sure, I'll get that done soon. The last item is Frank Acevedo, Shoreline Protection Administrator.
Good morning, Frank.
Morning, Madam Chair, Madam Vice Chair, members of the Tribal Council. Madam Chair, on behalf of the Shoreline Protection Office and your Shoreline Protection Board, I thank you for allowing us time to meet with you for a few minutes on a resolution to affirm and appoint a temporary hearings officer for the Shoreline Protection Board. Under the regulations of 64A revised, under contested cases, a hearing for the resolution of contested case would be held in accordance with Ordinance 86B in its procedures contained in the Tribal Administrative Procedures Ordinance, or CAPO. As applied to this ordinance, the Chief Executive Officer referenced in Part 6, Section 23 of CAPO would be the board. I have sent this resolution to legal for their review and approval. So with that, I am requesting council to appoint under the provisions of Part 5, Section 17 of Ordinance 86B as amended, that the Tribal Council appoints James Steele Sr. of Polson, Montana, as temporary hearings officer under this resolution. Mr. Steele has a strong background in law enforcement, as well as serving as judge, and works well with the Shoreline Board, along with the Shoreline Protection staff. Thank you.
Okay, Sharmel.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to make a motion to approve the resolution as requested.
Okay, motion by Sharmel. Second by Carol. Questions? All those in favor? Motion carries unanimous. Thank you,
Thank
Frank.
you. Thank you.
That's all we have, Madam Chair. I will get the revised resolution to Abby and Jennifer right away, so you guys can take action on it today, but I will be available.
Okay. It looks like we're quite a bit ahead of schedule, so as soon as you can get that revised language to us, we can entertain it.
I can do it right this second.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Next up is Melinda. Her information starts on page 26 in the packet. Good morning, Melinda.
Good morning, everyone. So this morning, I am here to ask for approval for PSA with the Montana Department of Transportation for an underwater bridge inspection of the bridge in Polson. It's going to be performed by a certified team of divers. And it's going to take place over 1 day is the plan to do the inspection in a day. Sometime in August, I guess what's left of August or September. And they're going to be doing some observations and taking some photographs and stuff. So it's just the bridge that's in Polson, outside of Polson there. There's a map and a picture on page 29.
Okay, are there any questions for Melinda? Len?
Yeah, I do have a question, but it's kind of on a side issue. I would make the motion to approve this project-specific agreement with MDOT.
Okay, motion by Len.
Second.
by Charmel. Questions? All those in favor? Motion carries unanimous.
Shelley, just a follow-up question in regards to the certified diver. You know, some time ago, we discussed on working with our tribal member diver who has all the certifications. And I know we were going to have NRD try to possibly get him under contract and start our own potentially underwater diving team. And so I just wanted to mention that again to council, because this is a very valued resource that we have there that we need to not only acknowledge, but we need to utilize, because you know, we have a lot of activity going on in the lake, and it would be very prestigious for the tribes if we were to have our own diver, our own certified tribal member divers working out there. So if we can potentially follow up on that to see if we can get a plan in place to see how we can get started on that. So thank you.
Thank you, Len. I believe that's covered under number 3 of this contract, where it says the MDT will require its consultants to contact the Taro office and direct its prime consultant and sub-consultants to abide by the Indian preference laws. So it looks like it's covered. So Melinda, do we have tribal member?
I'm not aware of any divers on our list, so yeah, I'm not aware of the tribal member diver, but
So I'm pretty sure I know who he's talking about, so it's up to that individual to get certified or whatever under this office.
And then part of our MOU with MDT is that They actually have their own list that they call a disadvantaged business enterprise. So they'll usually look at our list, but they also mostly refer back to their disadvantaged business enterprises list. And so they do look at our list a lot, but then the other part of our MOU with them is that when it comes to subcontracting and stuff like that, they actually do use their own list mostly. So, but they do use our list a lot. So I don't know if that could be something. I know every 5 years we look at the MOU that we have with MDT. Maybe that could be something that we look at again when it's up for review. I think in about 4 years. So
Just an additional comment on that.
Go ahead,
So,
Len.
yeah, it was my understanding that, yeah, they do have their disadvantaged entrepreneurs that they use, but as soon as they are doing any types of projects within the reservation boundaries, and then our tarot program applies to that. So if that's something that was either overlooked during our agreement with MDOT, I think we probably need to take a look at that again and let them know that they need to start using our tribal member contractors on this. But anyway, thank you for bringing that project forward. I appreciate the work you do, Melinda.
Thank you.
Yeah, and Len, maybe you could reach out to that tribal member diver and let him know that he needs to register with the Indian Preference Office. Okay, Mike?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Melinda, in looking at the issues, I see that part of issue number 3 is missing from the document and part of issue number 4 is missing from the document. And I'd like to see those.
Oh, I didn't even notice that part.
Love to see those included.
Yeah, I will look back and see. Yeah, I didn't notice that part. Do you want me to bring it back or?
Do you have the original with you? Is it correct on your copy?
No, that's just what I have. I think there might be like a typo or something. I just got it. This is the way I got it from MDT, but I think maybe there might be a typo that we didn't notice when we reviewed it before I brought it. So I can probably check into it and make sure because, yeah. So I can bring it back if you want before I ask you to sign it.
Okay, that sounds
and have
good.
that corrected. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay, next up we have Lawrence with Veterans Affairs update. Good morning. Can you turn on your mic? There you go.
Okay. I have my crews probably still coming in from Tribal Health and Lloyd because I told them we were on the agenda at 10:20. I never thought about the council being so early on their agenda. But one of the things that I would like to bring out is that we did request to be part of the to participate in the roundtable that's going to be scheduled for Thursday. And they, on our initial request, we were just wanting to just listen in to see what the topics were going to be. But Mr. Peter Matt, who is a representative for Senator Tester, notified Chairwoman Fiant that we could participate in the roundtable as part of the tribal portion. They did put us on the agenda for that roundtable meeting, and there'll be representatives from rural veterans, and then the representatives from tribal veterans would be Leo Pollock from the Blackfeet Veterans, Alliance, and then John Wheeler from this tribe. And John was going to nominate me, but I and Lloyd had a meeting, and Lloyd made a motion to nominate John, and I seconded it. And so we outvoted John, and John, since he wasn't there. But he's willing to do it, and is getting some things prepared. I and Lloyd will be in tomorrow for veterans duty from 10 to 3 tomorrow, and we'll sit down and go through some other aspects of what was required. The discussions will be mostly on the exams that are needed for the veterans and the hardships that they cause, because we're trying to see if it would be feasible for our doctors in tribal health could be part of those contracts, so that they wouldn't have to travel to Helena or Spokane to get their exams. Getting a veteran to those facilities puts a hardship on them, because they're on fixed incomes, most of them. And so we do have some set aside monies in the Warrior Society Fund that we give them to get gas money or things like that. There is a veterans transportation, but they like to go on their own, because they can stop and use the facilities whenever they want, instead of going with the van. And so we provide them the gas money and some monies to eat. Now, they do get reimbursed for mileage when they do go to Helena, but it's not reimbursed back to us. So we always look for donations. And some of the things that, we had one tribal member that volunteered his per capita payment for about 8 years. He finally rescinded that action so that we would have funds for transportation to and from those facilities. And that was very, very helpful by that tribal member that donated his per capita to the Warrior Society for transportation. But as Chairwoman Fine stated, we picked a representative, and we're looking for council action to say yes, John Wheeler will be the spokesperson on behalf of the Confederated Salish and Kootenai tribes.
Okay, just a little background. Peter Matt, who's Tester's tribal liaison, invited us to that roundtable on the 26th. And it was specific in regards to the C and P exams. I'm not sure what that is.
Yeah. Yeah, we're very fortunate that the CBOGs are in Missoula and Kalispell. And so those community facilities, health facilities, makes it shorter. Now, if you're looking at the other reservations, they're a lot farther from Helena to get into and Fort Pick has to travel all the way down to Billings to get to a CBOG, or to Havre or someplace like that. So their needs are a lot more than what we need here. But at the same time, our concerns are all basically the same in regards to getting those veterans to that CBOG or to Helena or Spokane.
Okay, maybe my mic wasn't on, but I was just asking what a C&P exam is. This is what Peter Matt was asking, was the discussion is solely centered on C&P exams, how well they do or do not work, how long of a drive a vet has to make or wait, or the quality of the facilities, etc. So the other things related to a claim, such as paperwork or appeals, is beyond the scope for this meetings. So I had asked Lawrence, Lloyd, and John Wheeler from Tribal Health to get together and work on their presentation with Peter to make sure it was within that scope. So what Lawrence is bringing forward today is authorization for John Wheeler to
Correct.
speak on behalf of CSKT at this roundtable. So, questions? Yeah. Okay, motion by Charmel, second by Mike. All those in favor? Okay, motion carries unanimous.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Mike?
Thank you, Madam Chair. The C and P stand for compensation and pension. It's dealing with disabilities.
Thank you. Okay, it looks like Rich and Aaron are back on, and we have a corrected resolution. Jennifer will pull up on the screen.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I have Aaron Sexton with me to answer any questions you may have currently on the ongoing joint project with the University of Montana Flathead Lake Biological Station on fish advisory and fish consumption. It's a joint project that you all approved months ago. So where we are at now in the process is this resolution will allow the University of Montana to formally give us the monies to do our part as the tribes in this project. And I did correct the resolution. So Aaron Sexton, do you have anything to add quickly or that you want to share with the council up from Hungry Horse?
Well, it's nice to see everybody. And I think that the council has received information on this project already to date. This is just the piece that needs to be put in place so that we can complete the sub-award paperwork with the Natural Resource Department for the capacity and time and engagement that will come from Rich's department and also from Tribal Health on this project. And so we really appreciate your time and we're excited about this work together, and I'm happy to answer any questions if anybody has any specifics.
Okay, does anybody have any questions? Go ahead, Martin.
Madam Chair, I'll remake my motion with the said resolution. Thank you.
Okay, motion by Martin to approve the resolution, second by Bing. All those in favor? Okay, motion carries unanimous. Thank you, Rich.
Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the council. Aaron, have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you, Erin. I just want to give a shout out to Erin. She's such a valued partner in working for the Natural Resources Department in her consultant capacity. And yesterday she was on the Transboundary Leaders Meeting with which we participate in with the Kootenai Tribe of Idaho, the Colvilles, and several First Nations out of Canada. So we really appreciate Erin's expertise in some of these mining issues that affect us and our relatives across the border. So thank you, Erin. We really appreciate your work. So
Thank you, Madam Chair. It's wonderful to work with you, and that was an amazing call to be on. So I'm really appreciative as well. And I hope everyone takes care. Thank you.
Madam Chair.
Go ahead, Rich.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just a heads up that Stu Levitt, who we've been working with, will be coming to the council today during their legal time to discuss a joint letter between the Kootenai Tribe of Idaho and our tribe to send to the Department of State. So on the mining issues in British Columbia. So just wanted to make you aware.
Yep, I did see that in our packet. So thank you.
Have a great day.
Yep, have a good day. Do you guys want to take a quick break before legal? Oh, Melinda.
So I fixed it. I guess when I emailed it to legal, the pages got condensed, but I did fix it so that number 4 and the rest of number 3 are on there. Those number 3 includes the full part about Indian preference in the fee, and then number 4 is the Indian hiring requirements. So that's on there as well.
Carol?
Madam, I'm just curious if they know that we don't have a tarot office.
Yeah, I guess I never really thought about it because everywhere, I guess we go, I guess, because everywhere else has a tarot office, maybe that could be something that I ask them, is to maybe change it to Indian preference instead
Yeah.
of tarot.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I mean, there was specific reasons why the council didn't adopt the tarot office, and so, yeah, I think it's good to
would be
do that, to
beneficial
make
to
that
have them
change.
change it.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Carol. Did we already approve this PSA? So are you guys good with me signing it now that we have 3 and 4?
We already approved. Does it need a motion?
Oh, I think we already did that this morning.
Yeah, I'm good.
So, okay, she was just correcting there was a little gap in there.
Yeah.
So, okay,
Okay.
we'll sign it.
All right,
Thank you.
thank you.
Okay, let's take a break before legal. Take a 5-minute break.
about that letter?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I actually talked to Rhonda yesterday.
She told you it was coming? I'm glad they. The communication is really helpful. I think that,
Get the rest of the stories helpful.
I mean, yeah, right? You know, a little research.
Okay, we'll call the meeting back to order. Dan?
Hey, good morning, Madam Chair, council members. So I'll be filling in for Rhonda this morning. She's currently presenting at a water rights CLE. So with that said, Madam Chair, all of our items today will be in executive session.
Okay, we'll go out of regular into executive.